Hi guys, Kelly Harris here from LC Power Tools. I'm going to do a more technical, geeky, or let's just call it tech spec video on the UDOS 51E. But before we do that, let's have a real quick recap on some of the sort of unusual quirks and differences with these machines to other machines on the market. So what we've got the anti-marring rubber bumpers on here. We've got 3 different size handle options. We have a variable speed controller. We have a trigger lock and a variable speed on the actual trigger as well. That's your general stuff. So let's get geeky now. Let's get into the sort of nuts and bolts of the machine. So what's really unique about this machine is it's a 1200 watt machine. To give you some idea, the average range of any other machine in the market is between 500 watts and 800 watts. So that's pretty much 50% more powerful. So it's a very powerful beast. Because it's a powerful beast, that in watts turns into torque, what we have inside this machine is very robust components, all made of metal. Very, very robust. A lot of metal going on in there, a lot of components. And obviously there has to be to give it this 5-in-1, or 4 orbits and 1 rotary. And what does UDOS stand for? User Defined Orbital Stroke. But anyway, another unique feature is the UDOS backing plate. It's a unique backing plate. It's got a patent pending. The unique part about it is these air ducts. These air ducts help actually force the air through. This is actually hollow inside with like air chambers, so it actually forces the air onto the back of this backing plate. Why do we need to do that? You may or may not know that hook and loop systems that you have in all machines and all the back of pads, and including sandpaper, obviously grabs. Quite tough. Well, over time, this wears down, and you imagine it's just from this repeated putting on and off. Of course it is. You're wearing down. Literally hooks and loops grabbing. So they're wearing out. So one unique feature that's quite cool about the UDOS 51E is that pad, and I've chosen the one that's right in the middle. That's a light cutting pad. Now I've got the 5 modes. I can make this as really heavy cut, or a medium cut, or a fine cut by switching modes. The pad never comes off this hook and loop. So that's reduced wear and tear. So another key thing, especially when you're in your rotary mode or in your high P3 21mm orbit, you're creating a lot of friction. And more so with a 21mm orbit, what you're actually trying to do is when this is orbiting really viciously at high speed, the hook and loop is actually trying to hold on to itself, and it creates heat itself. So we've got the heat from the polishing process going up through the pad. We've got the shearing action of the hook and loops trying to let go, and that gets hot. And as that warms up, you actually soften the plastics, the polyamides in there. That starts to get soft and warm, and they start to release. The hooks almost open up. So the backing becomes weaker and weaker till you could actually have something fall off. We don't want to do that. So by forcing cool air in there, it's actually reducing this problem, slowing that problem down, prolonging the life of your pads and your backing plate. So that is a really cool feature. So the UDOS, yes, it's made in North America. And obviously in North America, it's 110 volts. So you may think it's only for North America or countries that have 110 volts. You may be able to tell my accent, I'm English. And I have an English plug. And we run 240 volts. So yes, the UDOS is actually available in different voltages for your country. So it's a global machine, and it's going to be available throughout the world. While I was just talking about the UK plug, notice the cord, the lead. It comes with a 10-foot cord power cable, which is also a very nice soft touch. If you was to accidentally drop it on the car or rub it out of the car, it's going to do less marring because it's got such a nice feel to it. So we've got you covered when it comes to voltages. There's a small amount of construction needed when you open the box. There's just one small thing. Actually, unless you've purchased the optional handles. So if you purchase the optional handles, then there's actually 2 screws there, 2 screws there, Allen bolts, Allen keys we call them, Allen bolts, to change over. But they are the same size bolts for every handle, so it's just the handle. So anyway, if you've bought the standard machine with just the standard medium-sized handle, you do need to put the backing plate on. So the backing plate, when you open the box, is actually not attached to the machine. So you get to see the internals there, which is quite a nice little thing. It's like buying a new car and you can see the inside of your engine on your sports car. So what you have is a backing plate, a bolt, an Allen bolt or Allen key, hex bolt, many types of words for the fastening, and the datum there. So all you have to do, it's quite simple, is there's two flat sides to a circle, and the same on the spindle there. As long as you line them up, you soon know when it's lined up. I can turn it until it feels flat. There it goes, it went flat. Then get your bolt, put it in, just hold the backing plate while you nip up the bolt. Nip it up tight, and that's it, done. What's left? You getting to work and enjoying the machine. I'm Kelly Harris from LC Power Tools. Thank you very much for watching. Hope it's been helpful. Goodbye.